Oh, Trevor.
You're sleeping. I'm leaving.
Trevor?
I was just out for some air. I wound up in the nave. Brooke, I really need to talk to somebody. Jeremy and Sarah said I could talk to them, but they're on their honeymoon.
Come in. I was awake. Come in.
It's okay, honest?
Yes, yeah, honest. Jamie was teething, so... Oh, I'm sorry. He's having such a bad night. Wait just 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. Better now. Trevor? Trevor, what is it? What is it? Sounded like you wanted to kill each other.
Yeah, well, it came to both of our minds. Brooke, look, I really need you to level with me. You've always leveled with me in the past. Is what Merrick says true, that I'm a selfish SOB?
Of course not.
You're leveling with me.
Yes. What did you expect? He was going to call you a prince among men? I mean, Trevor, you're his competition. And you're very, stiff competition. I'm sure he's never met anybody who is as formidable an adversary. And you broke into the guy's house. What is he going to do, congratulate you?
Yeah, well, it was a brain-dead thing to do.
Yes.
And I've been doing a lot of brain-dead things lately. I just need somebody to give me a swift kick in the head and straighten me out.
I take it I've been assigned for that job?
Well, I trust you. Brooke, I don't know what I'm doing about anything anymore. I don't know what to do about Natalie. I don't know what to do about Janet or
About the baby.
Everything in my life has always been so cut and dried. I love greasy food. I hate to wake up early. I love my work, my pals. I just don't know how to feel about this.
How do you feel about children in general?
We get on.
You love Timmy, and you're wonderful with him. And Haley, I mean, that is a very hard job, trying to help a teenager get through those years. You're doing great with her, so maybe you should start with that as your frame of reference.
No, this is different. This is Janet's kid. How could I love Janet's kid?
I think that you could love Janet's child as easily as you could love anybody else's child. I mean, this baby is blameless. This baby hasn't committed a crime, and this baby, Trevor, is as much a part of you as it is a part of Janet. So you cannot blame this baby. You cannot before it's born.
It's killing me that I don't want the baby yet. I always thought I'd be so excited when I found out I was going to be a papa. I thought that I'd love the type, that I'd be the best father in the world. But now I get the feeling if I go with this kid, I'm going to lose Nat.
But what good would it do you if you win Nat and you lose yourself?
Livia, it's on.
Hey, Doug. Hey. Are you two on the panel with Judy Lee Siegel?
No.
I am. Are you?
No, I'm meeting Brooke for lunch. You mind if I hang around?
Yeah, sure.
Well, have we been roped into what I think we've been roped into?
Looks like we have.
Doug.
I'll go find Judy Lee.
That would be a good idea. And tell her whatever game she was planning, I'm 10 steps ahead of her, okay? For half a rating point, that woman would sell her own grandmother.
Okay, Judy will be with you shortly.
Just right here, good?
That's good.
Great.
That's good.
Thanks.
Not as dumb as she looks.
I'm sorry?
I was just talking to myself. I let myself get talked into situations where I'm going to have to fight my way out.
Brooke, listen, if you're not comfortable defending your position in an open forum.
Jack, if you don't mind, I'd just like to look at my notes in peace and quiet before we go on air.
Fine, don't let me cramp your style.
Don't worry, I won't.
Jack is very nervous.
Looks mad.
I'd be petrified. I'd have this clammy film all over my face, and my knees would start shaking like jelly.
Stage fright.
Did I tell you?
No, I think Derek mentioned.
Oh. Derek and Mimi had a really good time at Jeremy and Sierra's wedding, and you looked like you were having a very good time yourself.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Felicity, she's very beautiful.
She's a nice lady.
Boy, if looks could kill.
Look, it's none of my business, but since when is Jack Montgomery an expert on the First Amendment?
Since our originally scheduled guest backed out.
Oh.
Jack is an expert on the Constitution. He has published papers on the Bill of Rights.
Yeah? Well, he's no match for Brooke.
Well, somehow I think that Judy Lee doesn't have the Constitution in mind anyway.
Well, whatever she throws at Brooke, Brooke will be able to handle it.
Brooke, here she comes.
Judy?
Jack.
So good of you both to be here.
Thank you.
I understand there was some disagreement earlier about the limitations on the segment, but Doug said that you worked it all out.
Yes, it was all worked out when you agreed not to ask us anything personal while on the air.
Which I did most reluctantly, Jack. I really hate to lose that element of spontaneity, of surprise that the audience reacts to so favorably. You know, that rush of good feeling that makes them turn on the TV and keeps them from changing the channel. Right, Brooke?
Well, I'm in print now, Judy, and that's very different, believe me.
Oh, yes, but we share the same sacred mission, giving the audience, the reader, whatever, the people, what they want.
What they want, I prefer to offer the truth.
Congress shall make no law abridging freedom of speech, of the press, etc., etc. This is the topic that we're going to stick to today, isn't it?
Oh, all right. I'll be quoting from that editorial that you wrote about women banding together to keep pornography out of their communities.
Anyone banding together for the purpose of censorship is in direct violation of freedom of speech.
Well, communities have a right to protect themselves against people who peddle pornography.
Ooh, great sparks, Brooke. Keep it up. You know, talk TV really does thrive on conflict, you know, guts, raw emotions, what sends those ratings sky high.
Well, if that's what you want, Judy, it's my pleasure.
Fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Pornographers huddle under the First Amendment, basically. I mean, they're like cockroaches under the cupboard. They're not entitled. Our free speech was established to protect people's right to be informed, people's right to have the truth presented to them. There is no way that pornographers offer any kind of a truth. Basically, what they offer is a sick fantasy about sex, about violence against women, worse, against children.
Jack.
Well, certainly there's nothing pretty about pornography, Judy.
In a speech you made to the Pine Valley Bar Association last month, you called anti-pornography activists, and I quote, one of the many powerful special interest groups currently assaulting the Constitution, end quote. You went on to compare their tactics to those of the Third Reich.
Well, first of all, I think that's somewhat overstated, and certainly it's taken out of the context in which it was presented. And I do think that Ms. English's point about truth is one that should be very well taken.
Well, we'll break for a commercial, and when we come back, we'll explore how the Constitution protects those who get rich on perversion by exploiting the weak.
And we're out.
Jack, you disillusion me. I was all prepped for fireworks, and you give me fizzle.
All right, Judy, come on.
Excuse me.
So what's going on, Jack?
Excuse me?
Miss English's point was well taken?
Brooke, I happen to agree with what you said. I mean, it's a well-known fact that most pornography is about violence perpetrated against women and children.
Yes, it's a point that we've discussed millions of times. What, you feel so guilty that you've been such a low-down creep you don't even have the respect to argue with me?
Oh, I respect you, Brooke. Maybe the reason I kept quiet was so I didn't embarrass you.
Embarrass me? How would you embarrass me, Jack? By outshining me with your brilliance, with your superior legal intellect?
Oh, boy, you really are spoiling for a fight, aren't you?
Well, are you saying that you support pornography?
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Well, you just said that their right to sell it is protected under the Constitution.
Yes, Tom, freedom of speech protects a lot of things that I don't support, namely neo-Nazism and the Ku Klux Klan.
What is wrong with passing laws to keep porn parlors from popping up in your community?
All right, quiet, everybody. Quiet.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and we're on.
Welcome back. We're continuing our series called Chipping Away at the Constitution with our guest, Brooke English, editor of Tempo magazine, and Jack Montgomery, lawyer and local expert on constitutional law. Jack, Does the First Amendment allow a journalist to conceal the identity of a source when reporting on criminal activity?
No, Judy, it does not. As a matter of fact, it's very clearly does not support that. Of course, if you ask a reporter, chances are you get a much different answer. You see, reporters, by and large, seem to think that they're above the law, that there's some special tribe of truth gatherers that get special dispensation. The fact of the matter is the law is quite clear. If a citizen, any citizen, has knowledge of criminal activity, that citizen has the responsibility to report that to the proper authorities.
Well, what would make you happy, Mr. Montgomery? A police state with a flesh boutique on every corner?
No, Miss English, what would make me happy is a society where everyone had to answer to the same rules, where the smut peddler, the criminal, and even you media types had to, as I say, toe the line to the same rules as everyone else.
Or else what? Or else you legal types would litigate the country into bankruptcy?
And we're off.
In order to gather information, people have to trust me. They have to believe that I am not a cop. And in truth, yes, I have dealt and may indeed deal with people who are criminals, who are the worst slime that has ever oozed out of the gutter. But believe me, I would go to jail in order to protect their right to confidentiality.
In other words, break the law.
In other words, yes. I feel it is my responsibility as a journalist to pursue the truth and to provide the truth to the community at large.
Yes, well, I submit to you, Brooke, that your responsibility is to sell newspapers. No, more accurately, in your particular case, to sell a glossy populist magazine.
Well, Jack, I think we all like to succeed at our endeavors. And yes, I like to believe in everything that I write.
Wouldn't
and
you
it's
that's all
know
well
that
and
we're
good.
out of time, Brooke? Jack, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. This is Judy Lee Siegel saying please join us again tomorrow for Good Morning, Pine Valley.
And we're out. Good going, Judy Lee. Nice show.
Thanks, Doug. Boy, you two were fabulous beyond my wildest dreams. Listen, I'd really like to stick around and chat, but I've got to go talk to my producer.
Just tell me, Brooke, was that battle bloody enough to prove to you that I have respect for you?
It proved that you're a jerk.
A jerk. Well, at least I didn't have to think to juvenile name calling, now did I?
Shut up.
Oh, that was a snappy rejoinder. Or was I?
Fantastic. And you look...
No, Livia. I'm not asking about how I looked.
You lost it a couple of times, but hey, it makes for great talk TV, right?
Was I a jerk?
No, you just lost track of your basic argument, and you got sidetracked by emotion, but it was fine.
Well, I think the biggest surprise is when you called Jackson an idiot.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I mean, when that popped out of my mouth, I was shocked. I am never, ever, ever again going to do live TV, and I am going to fire that Alice for getting me into this. I mean, I made a hideous fool out of myself, didn't I?
Yeah, but you looked really gorgeous doing it.
I need my head examined.
Yeah, well, I don't care how much free press it gets the firm. I am never going to do live television again.
Jack, it was not that bad.
I don't know why I let her get to me the way she does.
Gets to me. I mean, he knows all the buttons to push. He takes advantage of it. He knows my boiling point, and he used it.
Oh, you used his?
That is different.
It's infuriating. She gets that steely battle glint in her eye, and then she sets her jaw.
Judy Lee thought she died and went to heaven.
Did I hear my name being mentioned? I hope you spelled it right. Brooke, could you join us over here for a moment, please? I've got wonderful news, splendid news for all of us.
Judy Lee, this is my law partner, Livia Frye.
Very nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you,
Hi.
too.
What did you want?
Hi, Tom.
Judy Lee.
Well, I've got great news. My producer has approved my idea of bringing you back next week. A new forum, new series, Media versus Law.
No.
No
Thank you.
way.
No.
No.
Oh, come on. Oh, here's the deal. We'll feature your homeless shelter, and the station will make a substantial donation, and one, of course, of equal value to your favorite charity, of course, Jack.
Sounds like a pretty good deal.
Legal Aid could use a donation.
Oh, we'll put it in writing. Nothing personal discussed, only issues. Oh, please, Brooke, come on. Help a poor, struggling sister succeed in the wicked world of broadcasting.
Can you believe this?
Pretty please?
I will if you will.
Sounds like a good deal.
The shelter.
Public forum.
The ratings.
Oh, all right.
Yes!
I'll see you all later.
Tell you what, you put it in writing, you send it to my office.
Absolutely.
Nice meeting you.
Yes, you too.
WRCW's first on-air homicide.
I'm counting on it.